All right, so in our project, we have brought our footage in. We've got an image sequence imported. We've interpreted the footage to 1920 by 1080 and created a sequence or a timeline and placed our footage in the timeline. Now let's go take a look at that footage and start to edit it. So as we play the footage, you can see it's a little jittery. So we need to use an effect called warp stabilization. This effect will help smooth out our footage and make it much easier to use and much more appealing to the eye. So let's go into our effects panel. And yours may be located in a different spot than mine. And I'm going to come down to Video Effects. And we're going to look for Distort. There it is. And Warp Stabilizer, and we'll just drag that out onto our clip. And look at that, we get an error right off the bat. So we can't do this, and it actually tells you what to do. Warp Stabilizer requires clip pixel aspect ratio to match sequence, fixed by nesting. All right, well, let's come over to our effects controls, get rid of Warp Stabilizer. How do we nest? Well, one thing we can do is we'll select our footage, come up to Clip, come all the way down to Nest. Okay, and this is going to create a pre-composition or a pre-compose or a nested sequence. And we're going to call this one raw footage and click OK. Now that our footage is inside of a holder, or like a folder, if you will, it's nested. It's inside this sequence here. This sequence is 1920 by 1080. So now that that's like that, I can go ahead and grab Warp Stabilizer on that, and I don't get that error. While this is processing, come over to Effects Controls. There are different options, and you could play around with these. Each one has its use at certain times. For this particular project, we're going to go Position, Scale, and Rotation. Okay? And I'm going to keep everything else the same. If the footage was really shaky and we needed to do a lot, I would click on Advanced, click Detailed Analysis, and then you can adjust whether you want to crop less of the footage, which is going to make it a little bit shakier, right? It's not going to fix it as much. Or you can really smooth it out, but then it might crop in more, so you might lose some of your shot. It's kind of a give and take. You'll have to play with that. For this project, we're just going to change position, scale, and rotation, and we're going to leave the rest of it alone. You can see it's already done, so let's take a look. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. A little shaky there, but that's all right. We can get by with that. And that's it. So now we've got that set up. We've got it warp stabilized. We are ready to key out the footage and get that ready for chroma keying, put that background in. So I'll see you in the next video where we start to chroma key and then create masks.